you doing, all? BarCast. BarCast. BarCast.
Welcome to episode 9. Obviously, it's me, Mark, and my co-host, Chris.
How you doing, all?
I'm hoping everyone's having a lovely evening or morning, depending on what time you are listening to us today.
Yeah, or afternoon or night.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's quite dark now that it's getting to the winter season. Well, autumn season we're actually in, so...
Exactly. I mean, today's the day the clocks go back in England or across the world. I have no idea, but the clocks go back tonight. So...
Good remembering, because I would have forgot. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, no. It's tonight. So, yeah. Obviously, if you're listening to this on not release day, don't worry about your clocks.
Oh, yeah.
It's
100% But if you are, definitely change the time. You don't want to be waking up in a rush or think like you've time traveled or somewhere.
But yeah. Oh, Lord. So, Mark, truth be told, I didn't plan a lot today.
No, I didn't. But I mean, I thought it'd be quite good to have a very casual podcast.
Yeah, especially after the very fun, interesting, heavy one we did with Scott last episode.
Yeah, because obviously you may have got to know us in some regards, like past history and events, but you don't fully know us. I mean, you know bits of us throughout our previous episodes.
Yeah, I mean, this is our 9th episode, so you're gonna pick up some things, I would hope. But we're feeling that this episode, we're gonna answer some questions that we've been asked, and let you get to know us a bit more.
Obviously, starting off, what is the favourite season?
I quite like the late autumn season where it's starting to get a bit cooler.
All right, yeah.
I can wear fleeces. It's kind of like a romantic scene in my head, like late autumn and throughout the winter, because you just picture people, snuggling. It's warm. You got the blankets. You got the hot chocolate and marshmallows. You have candles flickering. It's just and it's a bit cooler, so I can actually think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm the same. I'm like winter time because I'm more better in the cold than I am obviously in the heat because one, you can always warm yourself up, whereas in the summer and that you can't really cool yourself down without like a fan or other stuff.
You either have a fan or things get a bit when you start taking clothing off.
Yeah, and I mean the winter season as well. There's so much going on as well. Like if you think about it, between the winter and the autumn season, you've got like the events like Halloween.
You have Halloween, bonfire night. You have Remembrance Day.
Yeah,
you get
got a lot going on.
For the Americans, they have Thanksgiving. We get Black Friday. Then it's Christmas, New Year's. Then both of us have our birthdays as well.
Yeah, we're basically the winter children.
So yeah, late autumn, winter's a busy period, but it's always a lot of fun. What's your favorite holiday? So you've got the Easter, Christmas, Halloween. What's your favorite one of them?
Favorite holiday? I mean, Christmas in a way ain't really. I like the festive side where people get together, you're chatting and stuff.
Yeah,
I love Halloween because I always like to dress up, and like if I was to go out in something, I would go costume. So that's what I like. And looking at the like culture of like Halloween, you've got how Mexico, which is like Day of the Dead and all of that stuff, and then like you look over what we do.
Los Días dos Muertos.
but yeah, it is different, and it's interesting to find out how different cultures do different things. So Halloween is like one of the top ones, and when the winter season, when people come together, it's I know like you said one, but I would say the mixture of that really.
Oh, I'm honestly surprised you didn't go for like Oktoberfest, but okay.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
No. See, for me, I find holidays quite tricky
Hmm.
because thanks to work, Christmas, I enjoy the festivities, don't get me wrong.
Hmm.
I love being with people. Well, I say people, I love being with like my close friend group, and
Hmm.
that bit's great.
Yeah.
But the build up is too much, and the paperwork afterwards that I have to deal with is not worth it.
Yeah, I understand
Um, Halloween, I never really got to celebrate as a
that.
kid,
Oh,
and didn't really do much of it. Like once I started going out, it wasn't a
hmm.
big thing for me.
I mean, I never did it as a kid, but
And
like
then,
when I became older.
yeah, and then finally, I guess it would have to be Easter because there's no real build up to Easter. It's a nice 4 day
Hmm.
weekend. The paperwork's about the same, and I still get to see my friends and do fun stuff. What's your favorite guilty pleasure takeaway?
Oh, oh, that is a good one. You know what? I don't know why, but usually it used to be like a kebab, but not anymore. Now it's like a burger because I wouldn't mind a burger. Chinese I love, but I can cook it healthy. But if we're thinking about takeaway,
Guilty
let's say
pleasure.
like a bad one, then I'm gonna say a burger. A nice burger, toppings like bacon, cheese, salad, and all that kind of stuff, and some nice chips, maybe with a bit of spice on them. That's I would go for a burger to be honest, or because I could always have it as a chicken burger if I felt different.
Fair, fair.
But how about yourself? What's yours?
Well, if you see my Just Eat app, you'll know it's fried chicken.
Oh, you cannot beat fried chicken.
I cannot
It is
like
good.
I am low key addicted to it lately.
It's just nice. It's like chicken itself is good.
Yeah, I always have, but like I eat chicken most of my meals because it for me I can get it reasonably priced.
Hmm.
I can get a lot of it at a good price, and I can just make it into so many meals,
Hmm.
like pasta dishes, tray bakes, curries,
Hmm.
like all sorts of different things. But I'm not particularly good at frying it myself. I can never get it quite the way I like it.
Yeah, there are
And
different ways that's good. Like obviously you've got these devices where like you've got like a mini fryer, you put it in and cook it that way.
I've got a proper mini deep fat fryer.
Hmm.
But
I think there are different ways to cook it in the oven.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
you either pre-cook
there's a
it
few
or you
other,
put the
but
spice on and then.
I'm not
Hmm.
good at it. And when it's one of my favorite things to munch on,
Yeah.
and I crave it consistently,
Hmm.
like I don't really care how I get it. If it's uh, the famous takeaway brand, which is finger looking good,
Hmm.
or if it's a local place.
Yeah.
Oh, I just don't care. I just want my fried chicken. And I like it properly seasoned, and I can't always get it.
Yeah.
So
I know exactly.
I have to buy it, and yeah, that's me. I've probably had it 6 times in the past month.
It's not bad. I mean, like chicken is good. It's a good protein
But
source.
yeah, but not
Obviously,
fried.
obviously, when it's fried, it's slightly different, but it's still better than other things you could
Yeah,
have.
it's been about a week since I've had it. I'm really proud of that because it's the longest I've been lately.
Hmm. So obviously, if that's your favorite like guilty pleasure food, what would be your favorite drink? Bear in mind, this could be anything from alcoholic to smoothies to plain water if you wanted.
Um, at the moment, I'm
Hmm.
a real basic boy. I love my squash.
Hmm.
I drink a lot of apple squash. What am I talking about? Orange squash and blackcurrant squash. Um, and as a treat, I like me a hot chocolate.
Ah, that's good then.
Now, I quite like Tango,
Hmm.
Fanta. I'm not fast about either, but
Hmm.
I think that's it. Oh, and water. I drink gallons of water, and that's about it for me. What about you?
Oh, so if I was to say like an alcoholic one, be a Cuban, like because the amount of different rums you have out there, and obviously cola, Pepsi, whichever you wanted to use, you could have either. But you can also, but I like it with a bit of lime as well, like a proper Cuban. Have that. It's quite nice. Other than that, same as you. Squash is what I'll have, or just plain water nowadays because I'm going more healthy. But yeah, if I was ever to go drinking, it would be mainly like the Cubans. Is what I do like to drink. If not, cider's quite nice because it's nice to fruity number.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I used to drink a lot of cider, but it's just lately I haven't been drinking much. It's just fallen out of favor.
Yeah, I get that, and it's a good way of saving money as well.
Oh
Um,
yeah, it gives me more money to buy fried chicken.
yeah, so it's a win-win situation there, isn't it?
It's yeah. I don't know if it's better or worse for my diet. The fact I'm not drinking but eating more fried chicken.
If you think about it, if you drink it, you feel hungry a lot more. It does make you hungry.
Yeah, but once I've drunk, I don't eat.
All right. I tend to want something at the end.
No, I eat before I drink.
Mm-hmm.
Like I eat like a carb heavy meal before I drink, and that way it clearly works because I've never had a hangover.
Hey, that's a
And
win-win.
you know me, I can put them back.
Hmm.
So obviously we've talked about food and drink.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to talk about pastimes.
Okay.
So I'm not going to do the stupid question here. I'm not just going to go, "Hey Mark, what's your favorite pastime?" Because you're going to tell me it's probably gaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I, and everyone will just go, "Oh my god, he doesn't know that. He must be an idiot." However, what's your favorite particular game whilst you're gaming?
What like the
Like
genre?
genre, what do you
Right.
normally go for?
It would be a role-playing game. It would be where I've got choices, make my character, and I have my impact on the world. Because I like that a lot. So, like games, for example, if people are looking for it, you've got everything from Baldur's Gate, you've got Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Fallout, and stuff. Basically, like you make a character, you go in, and like you could have different options that you've got, and like you build up your skills. I love that because it's the creativity. Um, Combat's quite nice, and I love a good story. Um, that that's what I love. If I'm looking for a game, it'd be a role playing game for sure.
I haven't played a lot of proper RPGs.
Hmm.
Like I've I've done Grand Theft Auto.
Hmm.
I've done. Could you class Pokemon as an RPG? I guess you can.
Yeah, because
Uh,
RPG in a way, like you
I
move
I
through.
play a character and I have to do
Hmm.
tasks. So yeah,
And if you
um,
think about it as well, D&D is
it's a. I
originally.
know D&D is a tabletop RPG.
Hmm.
I
And
know
it's
that one.
basically like the same, basically on the same genre.
Yeah,
If you
I
look
do
into it.
D&D and Minecraft and Among Us and Fallout. Not
Hmm.
Fallout, Fall Guys. Those are the games I play at the moment.
Hmm.
I want. I do eventually want to venture into like more of the games you and Max play
Hmm.
because I used to play World of Warcraft and I didn't.
Ah.
It wasn't quite my cup of tea then.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering if something like maybe not WoW, but something different, maybe Fallout or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you've got if you're looking for something like that, you on Steam now. There's like that Star Wars: The Old Republic. It's like
Okay,
an online one. You've got your own story, and depending on
uh,
what class you go, you can
does that
you
have
get
one where it
skill
doesn't have
characters.
to be with people?
You don't have to play with people.
Oh, that's good. I'll probably do that then.
Yeah, because you can group up with people if you want to, like for
No,
like the dungeons. But if you can go out through the game usually just on your own. At least complete like the story side of it.
that's all right. Yeah,
Hmm.
I prefer if I can to play on my Todd on those sort of games.
Yeah, I'm in on like that. I'll go on my own. But then if someone needs a hand, obviously I will go in and definitely assist.
Fair, 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 fair,
Hmm.
fair, fair.
So obviously, if we are talking about other pastimes as well as hobbies, think about it, because obviously my main one's going to be gaming, but hobbies is something that I've recently getting into because obviously gaming is my major passion. But I've gone back to doing a few sketches nowadays. I've gone back to doing art, like drawing. Like on my Instagram, I've done a few pictures, like from One Piece and Marvel. I'm looking at getting into new ones as well. So I might try like a musical instrument maybe, or a bit of lock picking just to see if it's interesting. I mean, you always sit in games.
Lock picking.
Yeah, it's because you can get these ones that like see through in like various ways you can do it. Obviously nowadays it ain't going to be popular and like it won't be illegal, but it's an interesting skill. And I because I played games and I thought, well, let's try it in real life.
You're just gonna learn how to steal stuff.
Oh, nah, not really. But it's a good skill just in case if you have to get out of anywhere. But I like the idea of like the mechanics and maybe what the locks because I did some escape rooms earlier and like how people have made like different locks and mechanics, and it's the same with an actual lock. You could have different ways of opening it, and it's like a little puzzle. I mean, everything is a puzzle in a way. So I'm curious to see do I have what it takes maybe to try doing it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
How about
Yeah,
yourself?
no. Well, well, my main hobby is obviously singing.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like singing, songwriting, just music based.
Hmm.
Like I've got my lessons every Friday, and
Hmm.
it's great. Um, I've tried learning the piano, but people have said that's probably the hardest one to start with.
I would say, but if you keep on,
It's
you're definitely correct.
so I'm looking at changing that long term to like guitar.
Ah, okay.
Like my hands are not bad at being like flicky around. Obviously,
Hmm.
sitting at a computer all day doing keyboards and playing video games, like
Hmm.
you have to have pretty quick fingers. So I
Hmm.
could probably do all right,
Hmm.
but that's long term. Obviously, I got my other hobby is I draw a bit as well.
Hmm.
I like doing some arts and crafts,
That's good.
and oh yeah, I Twitch stream,
Hmm. You do indeed.
which
It's always
is
worth a watch.
yeah. So twice a week, get in front of the camera and get to talk to people whilst I play games or sing or draw stuff. I get to do a whole bunch of stuff,
Hmm.
and it's quite fun. I'm not gonna lie, I do really enjoy it. And the thing is, it's been really positive lately, and if it keeps being as positive as it is,
Hmm.
it soon won't be just a hobby, but a
Hmm.
part-time job.
Yeah, which will be very interesting.
It'll be really interesting, and it'll be incredible. But at the moment, I'm just gonna call it a hobby, and it's just gonna be something I really enjoy to do. Mark, I know you. If you've paid attention to what Mark says through the podcast, you'll notice he's got a slight fascination with pirates and Vikings, especially where last episode he mentioned he would like a Viking wedding. But my question is, what got you into Vikings to start with? Where did the fascination originate?
Always from like a childhood and that. I have found it very interesting, the cultural side. Like you've got your clans, which are basically like your family, of course. Their ships were beautiful and they were really good sailors. Navigation. I liked the art style as well because when you made your own, like say, like you make a clan, you might be like the raven or the bear, and I found it quite interesting how like the designs came around. Also with like the armor as well, and they weren't all war bearing and like invading as much because they were like traders as well, and they
Okay.
were social. So like when you think of a Viking, you think right, they're the ones that have raided the England and like the churches and slaughtered everyone. But then
Uh,
they are also good allies to have trade wise. So when I was young, obviously I won't think about the trade side, but I liked how they looked. I liked the helmets and the leather armor. I wasn't too interested in knights in big armor though. That didn't interest me, but it was the fact that you're wearing light gear, you got movement, and it just seemed really interesting, and how they did have villages with like nature and like how they survived.
Okay, that's really interesting, actually.
Mm.
So, Mark,
Mm-hmm.
we've just had like a bit of a get to know us a bit,
Yeah,
and which were questions that we had for each other.
yeah, 100%.
Um, I put out a message earlier on our socials,
Mm.
uh, asking our followers for some questions.
Mm-hmm.
We have actually had a really good response.
Oh,
We have
okay.
had 29 questions,
Oh, that's good.
and I feel like it's only fair we answer them.
Oh yeah, we got it.
I mean, so I'm going to go from the bottom to the top.
Right.
Some of them, by the looks of it, nothing's what we've covered so far today. One
Okay.
looks like we covered it in the last episode, but I'll happily answer it again.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good.
So, question one.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favourite sweet/candy?
Sours.
You came
Sours.
up so quick. Sours.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like sours. I can't remember what they're called, but you used to like these little sour. It wasn't like toxic waste, but it's like these little sour balls, like it'd be like lemons. You could get it from the old sweet shops. Love it to pieces.
Sherbet lemons, those ones.
Might have been, but they're very sour. Like
Oh, the
most
proper
people,
good. Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I think I
Like
know
if
what you
you,
talk about.
but yeah.
I'm I'm a gummy boy. I love my gummy
Oh,
bears.
the gummy bear.
Like gummy bears, cola
Mm.
bottles, wine
Ah.
gums, uh, basically fruit pastels,
Hmm.
like those sort of things.
That's a good question, actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
mine's always sours.
Yeah.
Always will be sours.
Mm. What was the last thing that made you laugh?
I mean, you could say this. Sometimes it's just some dialogue in some of the games that I've played. I mean, in the podcast, we have a good laugh. I mean, you might not see half of it because we don't always record some of the bits in between. But I like making podcasts, and I do have a good laugh. So that would be my last laugh.
Yeah.
Would it?
Other than that, I would say Lads Night just gone. Oh,
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
we always laugh in that, but when we got onto the innuendos, we were crying.
Oh god, it was like
I
it's
wish
ironic that.
for the sake of the people in the lads group, we won't
Mm.
repeat what was said because privacy and stuff with
Mm-hmm.
the innuendos. But uh, you can assure us we were crying.
Oh,
Do
best.
you have a favorite book?
Oh, I don't at the moment. I like stories, and they're also like obviously the Norse history. I don't have a favorite book at the moment, but I enjoy. But I would say I enjoy the fantasy and the sci-fi ranges of stories. So I can't give a book exactly, but that would be the two genres. How about you, Chris?
Um, there was a. I quite liked my detective thrillers.
Oh.
Like I have read a lot of detective thrillers,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe there was a book called A View to Kill,
I
and
remember hearing that.
what a detective thriller that was. It really had me on edge throughout the book.
Oh, that must be good then, especially if it
Like
does.
I'm sure that was the name of it.
Mm.
So now I'm pretty sure I know the answer for both of us in this one. But are you a dog person or a cat person?
Well, I'm a cat.
I'm a cat.
Yeah.
Like I had a phobia of dogs as a
Yeah.
kid.
You did say.
So I'm a cat person, hands down. Like
I mean,
downstairs cat comes to see me now.
I mean, you know, with me with cats, I mean, I have two cats. I've got Loki and I've got Raz. So,
Yeah. Um,
so that's an easy one there.
yeah. Would you say you're an optimist or a pessimist?
I've always been optimistic. Even when I go down, I'll swing it back to being positive. Like there is a way. There's always going to be a way. I mean, I've always been like that because pessimist, it can work, but optimistic is going to be like, well, let's give it a try. Let's see if it works.
I'm
Or is that
I'm really switcheroo between the two.
ah?
Like when I'm high, I'm really happy. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Everything's
Mm,
great. This is good. We can do this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
mm,
when I get down, I can get down. So
I see.
I like just to say I'm a realist,
Mm-hmm.
whereas I take things at the value they are then, right? Whether it's positive or negative. But I swing. I swing both ways.
That's fair.
Sorry, had to get in the joke.
Oh, I was gonna say that was a good one.
What three items do you treasure the most? Now,
Treasure
this
them.
one's actually like kind of a hard question for me to answer.
Oh
Um,
God.
I've I would have to say one of them is gonna have to be. Can I say my wall in my living room?
Yeah. Yeah, because in
Because
theory, if you were to like break it down, we could take.
if I just, it's not even a big one. It's just the chunk where my feature wall is. I really treasure it
Mm-hmm.
because I just, I mean, I'm sat at it now. I can always see it when I'm at work, well, when I'm
Mm.
working at home, because I just get to see all the brilliant people
Mm-hmm.
that have impacted my life. Uh, Second thing would have to be probably one of my cuddly toys. I would probably say Mojo, which is my toy
Mm-hmm.
monkey, because throughout all my lows over the past 12, 13 years, I've
Mm-hmm.
always had Mojo just to cling on to.
That's fair. Yeah.
And the other thing is going to be my songwriting bag.
Ah, good job. Good
I'm
job.
saying bag because I keep all my songwriting stuff in it, all my notebooks,
Hmm.
my folders, all my completed song lyrics are all in there. And
Yeah.
because of that, I've gained so everything in that bag has helped me progress so much as a person.
Hmm.
So you,
Yeah. Mine. All right. If I say what my console system with like a monitor, so I can play it because I've made some great friends, and I've had some great friends on playing games, and also invested into the story. So that is important to me. It's like your wall, because I've got friends there, and I've also got like the memories that I've made. I wouldn't want to give that up. In the back or in my background, you can obviously people can't see it if they're not watching on YouTube. There's a
yeah,
little there's like a little stuffed cat there that
yeah, I
I
can
got.
see that.
I named it Tim, and I've cherished that since I was little, and I've always adored it. Like I could never get rid of it, and it's a cat as well, so clearly cat lover, but I couldn't get rid of it at all. And my third, it's an interesting question. It would probably be I've got like this little on the PlayStation. There's like a Sackboy character. I loved playing the game because I was able to create in it. There's a character outfit like called Yuri, which is like a Russian hat and coat. I got that given to once as a present, and I was like snowy, and I would always take that. I would take that on adventures with me, and I might start taking it with me like little pictures everywhere. So, in theory, it's a constant entertainment system, and it would be memories that I have of my one that I had from childhood, and the gift that I got from my family because I love playing the game and I love the Snackboy character.
That's cool. That's pretty
Mm.
cool, actually. I believe we covered this last week, but what would be your perfect date?
Oh
Right.
yeah. So
So, sorry.
you want to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
So obviously, my one that I said previously, as a recap, was going to an arcade system, playing it around like the seafront. So in Deal, we've got one near the seafront, and you've got nice cafes and a nice view. But if we change it up, because I don't want to say the same one, because let's make it interesting for this episode. I would then probably go to a nice park, have like a picnic. Like we both agreed that we would cook something each, go out, meet in a spot. So let's say if they weren't driving that, we could both meet mutual, so you don't feel trapped if one of you wanted to just leave. And then afterwards, we could go see like a movie, and then have something to eat afterwards. Because obviously, meet up first, have a meal, could go to like a cinema, watch a film, and afterwards we could just go have a snack or like a drink along one of the many cafes or like coffee shops that might be around. That would probably be mine.
For me, I believe I mentioned last week about picnics and taking them to one of my open mics. But if we're looking for perfect day, I think further down the line, this isn't a first day idea, but it would be a theatre show with dinner, walk across the banks of London, and come back to either like a hotel suite or one of our places. Just put some like TV on, have a warm like a fire on in the background, and just like talking, drinking, and just like being together.
Yeah, I get that.
Where
It's
just
more
like
of like
I
the small.
enjoy being with the person,
Hmm.
and I think that's what I would have.
Yeah, that's good because obviously there is people that will go off and like show off on dates and that may work for some things, but I would agree. It sounds good because you want to spend time with the person and you want to share.
Yeah. So, do you even lift, bro?
Do I lift?
No.
Oh,
Do you even lift?
I don't lift. I lift animals and I lift stuff if I'm working outside, but there's no way. I don't need to build up strength.
I lift kids from time to time, and I lift people when they need a lift.
Mm.
But other than that, no. Would you rather live in the real world or in a fantasy land?
Fantasy, 100%.
It depends on the land for me, but potentially fantasy. I I enjoy either the fantasy land or Denmark. I would quite happily live in Denmark.
I think I'd like fantasy because I think I could build, and it would be interesting. And and like let's say fantasy, like you've got the other races, it would be interesting. And if I choose to be an adventurer or like a blacksmith, it would be interesting to see the different elements and how things work.
What makes you the absolute happiest?
In reality,
Yes, in reality. We're back to reality now. Come on.
oh, no, fantasy. Um, to be honest, it's playing games with people. That includes consoles and board games because the jokes that will come out, like you got Cards Against Humanity, you've even got like Monopoly. I may suck at Monopoly, but it's just a funny game because the dialogue you could have, like someone's taking your land, and like you try to regain it back, or like in Cards Against Humanity, some of the combos where like you've got inside jokes. That makes me the happiest because it's the pure banter, and sometimes you could put a random card or anything in a game, and it can be hilarious to some people. What about
Mine,
you, Chris?
mine is generally how do I describe this? It's the time spent with the people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm generally like if I've had a good time with people, like if I when I've had a good time with the lads and it's all
Mm.
gone really well, and
Mm.
also if people have, like done things that are, like which are for me, because I never expect things from people, but when people do like when Nat makes like does a drawing for the channel,
Mm.
or when people do me little favors which I do not expect,
Mm.
it just makes me so happy.
Yeah, I get that. It's the unexpected things in life that
Yeah.
are some of the most joyous. Good, not bad. Don't get me wrong. If someone wants like steal anything, no, that's not the joyous bits. But
Yeah, I know
the
what you mean.
kindness of others is one way of putting it.
Yeah. How high is your tolerance for spicy food?
It's I don't. I definitely know it's not as high as yours because you will go beyond enough. But I do like to go spicy, but I do also like flavour. So
There's
I know
flavor and
sometimes,
spice.
yeah, but sometimes like there's like a nice ones that are not too warm, so I might go for that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how far I'd put it in reality, but I do like spice. So if I went to Nando's, I'd go for not the hottest sauce, but
You go
maybe
for
like
hot. See,
Yours.
if we're going Nando's, I go very hot.
Mm.
If we're going, I actually had a memory on my Facebook the other day.
Oh,
Speaking of, a year ago was the first
mm.
time I had a fowl, which is one of the hotter curries you can get. It's hotter than a vindaloo,
Ooh.
and and I love it. And what I like, I actually prefer the taste of a fowl more than a vindaloo,
Okay.
because vindaloo's a bit acidic, it's a bit vinegary,
Hmm.
whereas a fowl's quite smoky.
That's
And I
nice.
really like the smoky flavor of it, but
Hmm.
it's very hot.
I can imagine. I'm not going to try it.
Like, it's
It would
one
not.
where I would advise people who can't deal with heat to avoid
Hmm.
it, or if you're getting used to heat, avoid it. If
Mm-hmm.
you've eaten a lot of vindaloo and you're thinking about the next step up, do it. You might need a mango kulfi. Don't go for the cucumber raita. Forget about that. You want ice cream by you. Trust me.
So nice to cool your tongue down.
It also reduces the acid
Oh, that's good.
because it's alkali.
Hmm.
Um, what place do you miss visiting the most since COVID started?
What place do I miss? Probably see my friends when we do meet up. Because when there were times we were quite heads glued on where we didn't want to risk anything or upset anyone. So obviously we were still talking over here, but we wouldn't meet up necessarily. So I do miss meeting up with the lads and everything.
Mm. Um, I'm gonna say I miss going to places where I can play pool, because even though those pubs are open now, I'm just not going.
Hmm.
I also miss my grandma because I haven't seen her since it all started, and like the west side of the family, like the West England side of the family, because I'm not going down while COVID is about,
Yeah.
because I might have a slightly different strain to them. But
Hmm.
obviously, I've been asymptomatic, but I don't know.
Hmm.
Now, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
So,
that's the thing. Like, when you want to go and like whereas people have and they've done that stuff, but it's like in reality you don't want to do it because you know you're doing the right thing.
now, do you sleep with or without socks
I've
on?
done both.
I do both.
Yeah.
It depends
Honestly,
how
I know
tired
some
I
people
am.
say it's a psychopath if you do, but sometimes I've just fallen asleep in my whole clothes. Like I've just slept, read a book, and I'm out.
Yeah. I generally sleep without,
Mm-hmm.
but if I'm if I'm particularly tired,
Mm.
I leave them on because my feet get colder when I'm tired for some weird reason.
Mm. What, like the blood or something?
Might be, but yeah. But generally without.
Mm.
Um, have you ever had to go into hospital?
Yes. Yes, indeed. I don't like to, but I have. I had
See,
an operation. Didn't want to.
yeah,
Luckily, it was just a day, so I was able to get
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, though. The nurses were lovely, and I was talking to various people because when I went in there, sometimes you have to wear like a dressing gown. And what I had is I had the white one, and it had a stormtrooper's head on the back.
Oh,
So when I
that's
turned
cool.
around, like there was this nice old couple in a corner, and I said, "What's on your back?" I said, "Oh, it's a stormtrooper. Look, I'll turn around and show you." And like he went to, I'm assuming it was other half or maybe a family member, and it was basically like, "I told you it was." Because look, I had the design. It was just like the nice little conversations that were going on in there. So as much as I don't like seeing doctors or anything like that, I have gone. I will avoid it as best as I can. They are brilliant, the doctors, and how they tell the information. And I'll tell tough people, it ain't a scary place. Do go if you have to see it. I did, and I'm much happier after like the surgery. The surgeon was brilliant, recommended the best thing for me, and the nurses would check on me every now and then. And luckily for me, I was only there for like a day, and then I got to go. So I can't complain. But what about you, Chris?
Nope.
Ah, so just me then.
Just you. Yep.
Just the chaos one.
I've met my GP.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. What would you rather be? Handsome or intelligent?
intelligent. Because my personality and some of the jokes I could make, handsome doesn't last forever. But I could, if I was intelligent, the amount of jokes and the stuff I could create.
You just have to be handsome for your age group. No, I'd say intelligent as well.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because I think it would just be a bit more fun not to be dumb. Also, I feel like I'd act more like Sherlock, as in the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock.
Oh, that would be good.
What is it like in your empty little minds? It must be so boring not to be me.
Oh, that would be good. But
Just
yeah, no, intelligence always.
yeah. What do you love about people?
Well, not everybody, but the kindness that people do, even if it's a small hand, like someone training somebody else.
Yeah, the
I like
kind
that.
and consideration people can
Yeah.
show.
That's what I like the most, and you can have a joke in that.
Mm,
But
Yeah.
it's not traits in everybody.
no.
So I can't say everybody.
Unfortunately, the worst thing is that is a nurture thing as well.
Mm.
It's not like if you watch babies, they are kind to each other.
Mm.
It's just when they start being raised, or the nurture and the environment they're in affects who they come out, and it's just rough
Mm.
to see it. But yeah, I'm
What's your
kind,
opinion?
consideration, like a little bit of trust goes a long way.
Mm.
Like, and what I really like to see is when you get like an old couple, they've clearly been together for like 70 years, maybe not that long, like say 50.
Yeah, that's a good one, because other than that,
But say 50 years, and they're still in the honeymoon period.
oh, that
And
is
you're
good
just
to
like,
see.
that is so sweet. Like when love is love.
Mm.
Like that's what I love about people, when love is actually love.
Yeah, I get that.
What do you oh God, what do you think your life's mission is?
Right. Everyone's asked me this many times, like, what do I want in life? Now, my simple mission has always been make somebody smile, even if it's one person, by doing one thing. Because a little bit, even if it's like a joke at your own expense, or just helping someone, but if I can make somebody smile at least once a day, I'm happy.
Yeah, I think always be kind, never be cowardly, and if you are, you make up for it.
Oh, that's good. That's good advice, actually.
Yeah, and I just realised I just quoted Doctor Who. Thank you, Peter Capaldi. But it's good words to live by.
Yeah.
And never ever eat pears. Sorry. No, but all serious, always be kind is like, I always try and lend people my hand if I can. Like, yeah, always be kind, never be cowardly. What food do you hate the most?
Chickpeas. I'll tolerate them, but I'm not a fan of them.
I mean, if you tolerate them, you don't hate them. What's one thing you?
What do I hate?
I'm licorice.
I mean, I can tolerate it, and I have done before, but it has to be with something else.
No, I just licorice and Brussels are the two I just can't do.
I love Brussels. Don't get me wrong, I love that.
There is something else which I just crocodile.
I haven't tried that. I can't.
Yeah, no. Anything which is really heavy seafood, crocodile, oysters, no. Yeah.
I'm gonna say licorice just for the fact is I won't ever have that unless it's like with sherbet.
Okay,
No,
fair
I
enough.
won't eat I won't eat the licorice. So I'll say licorice, but other than that, most things I'll have. I used to hate cooked tomatoes when I was young, but now I love them.
Yeah, I used to be the same. I didn't do anything tomato based. Now I eat tomatoes cooked.
Yeah.
Speaking of tomatoes, do you eat ketchup?
I've had it with stuff, yes. I will, but I will have it with something like if it's chips, or sometimes I'll put it in like a sandwich if I'm having something to put like a sausage or a bit of bacon. But how about yourself?
No,
Do
I
you
don't.
not?
No,
Because you
never
can always
have.
get these chili ones as well.
Yeah, I'd prefer. I like. I've just don't like condiments.
Do you not?
I've never been a condiment person.
Ah, really?
Never have.
What about like with steaks? You have like a sauce. Usually that's like a
Salsa
condiment.
verde
Okay, I see that.
or peppercorn or garlic, as in the proper
Oh,
garlic better.
you know what, I like garlic,
But
and
uh,
but I would also have
other
pepper.
than that, no,
Oh, okay, that's
no.
fair.
Um, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, I hate this because there'll be so many of one, but I've said some, and some will go cooler. I want to let you go first.
See, as a kid, I always used to imagine I had this superpower,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the power to make my imagination reality.
Ah.
So, a bit like Grey does Ice Make,
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's closer to the smart ass character from Sabretooth who has Memory Make,
Oh, I'm trying to remember the name.
but I would call it Imaginary Make, where
Mm-hmm.
anything I could think of could become real. And so I imagine I have I have amazing power coming out of a sword. I have that power.
Hmm.
Like I could, whatever I imagined, I would have.
I think mine, because I just thought about it. Obviously, everyone goes a normal flying, doing this and that.
If I could imagine it, I would fly.
I would probably then want to be a beastmaster, where I can control all animals, not hostilely, just I will have animals on my side, and I can tame anything.
Yeah, I could do that. I could imagine it.
But
There's
mine would
literally.
be that. I would be the beastmaster of
Mm.
basically, and I wouldn't, because that
I,
way I don't have too much responsibility, but I
I
would look after the animals.
I would also imagine myself a strict set of rules for lines I can't cross. Like
Mm.
like a genie.
Yeah, you
I
always
can't
have
make
clear
people fall
rules.
in love with me. I can't revive the dead,
Mm.
and I can't. I always tell myself I can't time travel because I don't want to start fricking with that.
No, because basically anything you do will affect the output, and you might not. Yeah, the smallest thing.
Exactly.
That's what.
So
But the idea, I like Beastmaster because then I love animals. I do,
mm,
and I would have a different sort, and it could be anything. I could then survive because I've got animals that might
yeah,
gather gear, and I would have like a base
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. Who is your favorite YouTuber?
It's changed a lot throughout the years, and it really has. It like I've liked everything like Fitz, Swagger Souls, but Markiplier.
I think I have four.
If I had to pick one, it would be Markiplier. If I was to pick a few, it'd be like, I'm not going to get into it, but let's just say one, it'd be Markiplier.
Mm,
All right, I'll give you the chance for 4.
because of the different categories.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to stick with the one that I've said, but I will let you have 4.
Thank you. They are Sin, which is
Mm-hmm.
SZIN.
Mm-hmm.
She does, sorry, they do Hamilton animatics,
Mm-hmm.
and I just love the way they've been drawn. They're just incredible.
Oh, that's good.
Grian, Hermitcraft YouTuber, love all his Minecraft stuff. Caleb Hiles, is that
Oh,
really a surprise?
yeah, no,
And Thomas Sanders.
fair. I know you too well that I knew at least 3 of them would definitely come up.
Yeah. But could you ever go vegan?
No,
Same.
no, I can't. Not with the stuff that I've grown, the stuff that I would have. I wouldn't want to go on it. If that saved someone's life and it push came to shove, I couldn't be forever. But I just can't go vegan.
No.
And if I did have another half that was, I respect their views, but I just can't. There are still stuff that I like, and vegan can be very strict with people.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I would miss bacon and fried chicken too much.
Mm.
Like,
I just couldn't do it.
all right, you won't believe we're down to our last 4 questions.
This would be quite good, actually. I like these
Yeah,
questions. It makes you think.
it does. Yeah. Well, I mean, we have to thank our listener Natalie for these questions because
Yeah.
she has done a great job.
Hmm.
Really got us thinking. Um, do you have a strange talent / skill?
Ah, myself, I'm going to say no, but even though I might be saying this wrong. I am slightly dyslexic. It's invert, isn't
Introvert.
it? Introvert. Even though I'm an introvert, if I'm out there, somehow I will make friends with like good people and stuff. As much as I still like being inside, like doing my own stuff, somehow people have said that I can make friends or I get along with people how I talk.
Yeah,
How I,
I get the same comment about me. Mine is
mm,
I'm bizarrely good with kids. Like kids I've never met get really
mm,
attached to me like within like an hour of meeting me,
that's good. It's like
which is really useful for the nervous kids who join Beaver Scouts
mm.
because
I'm
I
trying to
will
think of
start
what it
talking
would
to
be.
them, and by the end of it,
Mm.
that they stay.
You're basically like a safe person. You give off an aura. I want to say father figure in a way because you can have more than one father figure in
Yeah,
your life.
exactly. But I'm just like a caring figure, and that like kids
Mm,
really quickly warm up to me. Like
mm,
I'm a quick story. When I was when we were selling, when my parents were selling their house 3 years ago, we
mm,
had a young family come to view the house,
mm-hmm.
and they had a 3-year-old, I believe they were at the time.
Right.
And the 3-year-old was nervous as anything because, weird people. Who are these people?
And new
And
areas.
I was there and went, hey, come on. I asked for the kid's name. I can't remember it now. It takes me a few times to learn the kid's name.
Just call it Ben for now.
I'll call her Lucy because it was a little girl. I remember it being
Oh,
a
okay.
little girl.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
come on, Lucy. We'll go look at the fishies. And she didn't leave my side for the whole time my parents were showing around the house. And the mother went, that's so weird. She doesn't do this with anyone, not even like my grandparent, like my parents, her grandparents, she won't do that with. But with this guy, she is glued.
That's good. That's a good trait to
Like,
have.
like I'm just bizarrely good with kids.
Like the Pied Piper, but for children.
Exactly. Your favorite memory?
Oh, God.
I'm going to go first because I know my favorite memory.
Mm-hmm.
It was December the 27th of 2018. Might have been December 28th, whatever the Sunday was. And I had a close group of friends over, and we had Christmas dinner together,
Mm-hmm.
and we all shared presents. And honestly, that was probably the happiest I'd been for like a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got so happy and giddy, I cried.
Oh, bless
It was honestly the most heartwarming, happy moment I felt.
you. Mm-hmm.
And it was the moment I realized that I actually had some of the best friends I could ask for.
Which is always a good thing.
Exactly. So I'm going to say that.
Yeah. To be honest, I could never have one exactly, but I would say our lads' night. And there was one time we had a meal and the innuendos that came
Yeah.
out. I'm not going to say
No,
what happened,
that's a close second for me.
but that topped it off. And our lads' nights have always been good. And I would not want to lose any of our lads' nights or any of our group because I cherish them like a second family.
Yeah.
Well, basically, they are family, let's just say.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hmm.
We're brothers.
Brothers, yeah,
Not
of course.
literally, but figuratively.
Hmm. Well, blood doesn't always have to make
We're
anybody.
like Ace, Sabo, and Luffy. We're drinks brothers.
Hmm.
Except Scott doesn't drink
Nah.
yet. Um, okay. Penultimate question. Who was the last person to call you on the phone?
You.
Oh yeah, I called you
Yes.
yesterday.
Yes.
Was it yesterday? Or was it the day before?
Yes.
No, it was Saturday.
Oh, it was.
I
Yes.
called you
Yeah.
Saturday on my
Basically,
walk.
because if we're saying phone, it's you. If we're talking about like on these devices, the last person still would have been you. So, yeah.
Unfortunately, mine's not as fun. Mine's work because I've been at
Uh,
work today. So mine, I'll just say it was the area manager because he called me the most today.
oh, fair enough.
Yeah, just till stuff, boring. If we're
Oh.
talking about on here,
Mm-hmm.
I call everyone else, so I don't actually know. But my money's on Talia.
Sounds like a strong bet, yeah.
It sounds like a strong. I'm not actually sure. And the last one is a question to out us.
Okay.
Who is your celebrity crush? um,
I remember when I had to come up with a top 10 and you guys forced me to make a decision.
oh, did we? What a
Yes, because
shame.
supposedly, viewers, everybody in the world has a top 5 crushes. Lo and behold, I didn't know everyone had this. I got browbeaten into having a top 5.
I've,
And I had to really think about it. And it was very annoying. But if I was to say nowadays, it would be Johansson, the one that plays Black Widow.
oh, Scarlett Johansson.
Mm-hmm. That would
Fair,
be mine.
fair. So
What about
mine's
you, Betty? Because you're one of the people that made me come up with the 5.
Zendaya.
Oh, that's a good shout, actually.
It doesn't take me much thinking. I really like what she stood for, how hard she works on things. She's an absolute queen.
Mm.
Like, I just really dig what she does.
That's fair. That is
She
fair.
always
That's
looks
true.
fabulous doing it.
Mm.
So it's hardly difficult for me to pick my celebrity crush.
Yeah, me, I had to go like with the top 5, and I thought, well, I'll select that's number 1.
And since I am bisexual, I suppose I should answer the one for the men's category.
Why not?
If you've seen Perks of Being a Wallflower, Ezra Miller in that.
Fair.
Just the character he plays in that is just so the energy I look for in people. So thank you for all the questions.
Yeah, it's
We
actually very
really
nice.
appreciate it.
I'm hoping we get more from for like the next few episodes. It would be good
Exactly.
if we get a few more. I mean, as much as like we will talk, but we do like people asking questions because then we can think about both of it.
Exactly. If you like our content, please consider supporting us on Ko-fi.
So obviously we've just answered some lovely questions that we got given. I have been seen. We have got 5 more questions that have come up.
But unlike the previous questions, which, if you were listening, were like topics about us, or like getting to know us, this is actually directed at us. So it's actually who would between us two. So Mark,
Mm-hmm.
since this one is actually on our joint Instagram, CM
Yep.
Bar Chats,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let you ask the questions this time.
Right, this is an interesting one. I do like these ones because they are quite interesting. So, to start off, who would win in a fight between the 2 of us?
Oh, see, I think it'd be you.
I have a strange feeling I think it would. I'm not trying to big myself up, but I think it would be me.
Like,
I don't know why exactly. I think it's more, I guess I'd be more barbaric.
I mean,
If I am going to get in a fight, it would be to win. There won't. It's not like chivalry in a fight. It's I will win.
yeah. Though you'll be surprised how feisty I'll be able to get.
I was
Because
gonna say.
I'm someone who used to fight his siblings.
I was gonna say. In reality, it is going to
And
be close.
both Lukes have taught me some self-defense moves.
Yeah.
So I've got a few tips and tricks under my sleeve, and I'm quite solid.
Mm.
But I'm also quite weak. So I'd be relying on my legs.
Yeah.
Basically, don't get me on my back because I will kick the shit out of you.
But yeah, I think
But
we
yeah,
are very
I'm gonna
close
go
in
for
that.
Mark.
So, question number 2. What is the best part of your friendship?
I think it's just how well we got along since the get go.
We
Like
gelled
we've
so
just
well,
vibed.
massively.
We just get each other's brain lengths so
Mm.
well.
Oh, we did. I remember it just upset some people how quick
It
we got
upset your
along.
it upset your ex the most.
It did. Because me and Chris got along so well that we knew more about each other than obviously me and my relationship.
The way we vibed straight away and the reliability we have on each other.
Hell, the first meeting, I'm sure if you haven't, there's a show called Drake and Josh, and there's a scene where it goes, "Hug me, brother."
Hug me, brother!
And we just did this in a bar that was so full
A
of people.
fully packed spoons.
It was just funny as hell.
It was just the best way to meet a fella.
Who is the pinky and who is the brain?
Mark's the pinky, I'm the brain.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. He is the brain. I'm the one that makes the mistakes.
And I'm always organising stuff, and it doesn't quite go to plan.
Eventually, I might somehow magically get away with something, but
yeah, it's not like that obvious a pinky and a brain situation. We're quite on the same brain brain wave as well. We're both daft as hell.
But yeah, I'd be pinky. Oh right, can we expect a 2-player gaming session from you guys? 100%.
Of course, yeah.
Us two playing a game together. We have been starting to play games. We play Among Us. Somehow, it doesn't matter if I am crew or the imposter. Everyone suspects me.
Yeah. We are looking at a bit on our YouTube channel called Bar Games, which will be it'll be coming. Like, we're not sure if it will be sometime this year or sometime next year, but Bar Games will be coming, and it will have multiplayer sessions. It will have one-player sessions. Yeah, we're gonna see pink in the brain. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we've got a lot of plans. Obviously, another thing as well is I've got a question that someone's answered before that I'll ask after we've asked the final question of the 5.
Okay.
So the final one: if you could have a celebrity on the podcast, who would you bring on? Now, I want you to answer this first.
A celebrity.
And that's anyone. It doesn't have to be like just movies and that. It could be famous authors. It could be anything, even theatre.
Yeah, that's actually a dead tricky one, because don't get me, there are so many people I would love to ask, but if it was only one, I need a moment just to narrow that down.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first, because I feel like you've got more of an idea.
So obviously there are a load of people that I would say, but the one that I would find very interesting to come on the show is Tom Holland, because he is very banter. He's a good laugh. If you've watched any videos of some of the interviews, he does come up with some really good ones. He's got sarcasm. He's got jokes. And from some of the inside scenes and behind it, you see he's a really good bloke. And he's done so much through he's done performances. And then obviously most people won't know him through Marvel. It's where he's Spider-Man. So I think he's got a lot of good tales. And he's British. It would be good to have someone on board, and you could have a joke.
Yeah.
So I would say Tom Holland, whereas I'm sure many people would think I would have said Chris or any of the others from the Marvel universe. But no, Tom Holland would be the one that I would probably want to see the most.
I'm gonna go for more of a musical area, but I'm still technically going movie man. But honestly, I would love to talk to Hugh Jackman.
Oh, yes, that is a good show.
And not even for Wolverine, because Wolverine's not my favorite thing of his that he's done. Okay, Logan I loved, don't get me wrong, but he's done such heartwarming drama work. There's one, I wish I could remember the name of, but mine is just drawn a blank. But it's where his daughter's been kidnapped, and you could just see this father figure doing everything in his power to find his daughter. And oh, and then obviously you've got The Greatest Showman and all his music work, and yeah, I just Hugh Jackman, man.
Oh, he would be a good laugh. He
And
really
plus,
would.
he's an Aussie.
Mm.
And the best thing, the best follow up as well, Ryan Reynolds would pay attention to it, and he would
Oh, that's
like,
a good shout.
and that would just be hilarious. Just because, why was Hugh invited, not me? I went, because Hugh's cooler.
So obviously they were some of our ones from our Instagram, and they were very good questions. And if anyone puts any more that we haven't seen, we'll put that in another podcast.
Of course, yeah.
Now, one question that people have asked is, what is the difference between the BarCast and what is the difference between our YouTube C&M Bar Chats?
BarCast is literally an abbreviation of Bar Podcast, hence BarCast. Bar Chats is where we, in a bar, and we're chatting about a whole variety of topics. And you're thinking, well, that's a podcast, isn't it? You think so, but Bar Chats is like the title. Barcast is a subtopic of that title. No, it's a category under that title. And under Bar Chats, we're also having these other categories. So we mentioned bar games earlier, where we're going to be talking and playing games.
Yeah.
We've just started a new Minecraft series called, and that's going to be BarCraft. We've got bar tunes where I talk about music, and we've got various other bar something. We've got bar snacks where we're going to be talking food. We have got bar life where we talk about like tips and tricks in life that we've picked up. Bar brawl, which is going to be our versus series.
It will be.
Bar crafts where we make stuff. We got a whole variety of things planned for bar chats, but unfortunately, thanks to COVID, those things have had to, take a back seat.
Yeah.
So what Mark and I thought was we would use BarCast to get content going.
Yeah.
So we've got something to make for our listeners. So yeah, I think that answers the question.
Yeah, that answers it. And don't worry, the stuff that we have mentioned in the previous ones, we still do have that in the groundwork. It's just bringing the content that we would like to show people. So we will be like recording stuff. We'll see if it's good. I mean, to be honest, if you are liking some of the stuff that we do, definitely check out Chris on Twitch, because there are days that we have played Among Us together and we've had a ball of a time. And then if you're watching it, you can like hear us talking at like some point, and then you can see the banter like chat that we have in the group.
So you're gonna have to catch me on a midweek stream someday.
Yeah, and I do recommend it. And if you like that content, do let us know. Or if you find any games that you think might be good for us, I mean, it could be like one of these fight me games where like we've got on the computer where it's like, right, you got to click on each other, and it's like, it would be interesting.
Yeah, just hit us up on our social medias, CM Bar Chats across the board, or you can hit Mark up at the one and only Chapstar on Instagram, and or me, I am chrispsings on, again, all platforms. Just hit us up. Like any time of day, we'll always get back. Or you could see us on our Discord. All links will be in the description of our YouTube video below. So, Mark, we are drawing to a close, and last I checked, it's your turn for the jingle.
Yes. Now, I've thought of an interesting thing, because I've done jingles, but then I'm also a nice storyteller.
Aye.
And obviously, I'll talk the journey that we've had. It's been amazing that we've done. And I want to like say, me and Chris, we've come a long way from episode 1. Our introduction we did a year ago. It's been amazing with the build up. We've had guests on board. We've had people's opinions, and it's been terrific. You cannot argue with the events we've gone from that one stepping stone to where we've gone to now. We're looking for more guests to come on. We want more people's opinions. We want the feedback, and we're always growing. Me and Chris, we are along. We get along like brothers. If we could be Vikings, we would be. I am becoming one. It is a fact. So I do hope you guys do stay tuned with the BarCast and Bar Chats and let us know. We do appreciate you, and we do welcome you with open arms to our Discord, which is our clan.
Well, that was very touching, Mark.
Mm-hmm. It's different from a jingle.
It is different. It might not class as a jingle, but it classes at a nice closer.
Mm.
So, folks, weirdly, we're going to see you next week instead of 2 weeks because we have a Halloween special.
That's going to be good.
It's going to be good. We've got something really fun planned for next week, and we cannot wait to share it with you. But that's us. I've been Chris. That's been Mark, and we'll catch you again next time. Bye.
Peace out, people.